Eloise here for Craftie Cafe, and for today's project I'm going to be using the Lawn Fawn Hey There stamp set once again. This is going to be my second card for this month using the stamp set, and I'm also going to be pulling in the peekaboo backdrop dies just for the frame, and also some grassy hillside borders for my scene as well, and those are all from Lawn Fawn. So to begin my card today, I just went ahead and stamped out all of my images from the Hey There stamp set onto some Nina Solar White cardstock with Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink, since that's my favourite ink for stamping when I'm going to use Copic markers, and then I can begin my colouring. So I'm using some W markers for my first areas that I'm colouring. So I'm using W7, W5 and W2, and I'm just using that for the spots on the cow and also the details on the barn and some of the animals' hooves as well. Then I'm using some pinks for the pig, so I'm using R85, R83 and R81, some of my favourite pinks for pigs. So I finished colouring in the pig, and now I'm using some browns for my horse. I'm using E59, E57 and then E55 to blend that all out. And then I'm going to use some lighter E50s for the mane and things on the horse. And then I can go ahead and move on to colouring in the rest of my horse. So I'm using E55, E53 and E50 for the mane and the face details and the hooves of the horse. Then I'm colouring in the face and the nose of the pig with some R20, R00 and R000. And then for the horns on the goat and cow and the egg, I'm using E21, E00 and E000. Then I'm using my favourite yellows for the chicken and the hay. And then I'm using some E40s for the goat. So I decided to go quite light for him. I went with E42, E41 and E40. And then I'm using some reds for the barn, since I always feel like barns are typically red. So I'm using R29, R24 and R14 for that. I wanted it to be quite bright, so I went for quite bright reds. Then I used all of the coordinating dies to cut out all of my images and ran them through my big shot machine. So now that all of my images were all die cut out, it was time to arrange my scene together. So I just used the peekaboo backdrop dies and just cut that out of some white cardstock for the frame. Then I also used some blue and green cardstock from Lawn Fawn to cut out a blue base, and then used the grassy hillside borders to cut out the green layers as well. I decided to adhere one of them in the background and one of them on the front of my whole panel, and then I adhered my scene inside as well. So then I just white heat embossed the Hey There sentiment from the same stamp set onto a piece of black cardstock and adhered that onto the background of my card as well. So that finishes up my card for today. I hope you enjoyed. All of the supplies will be listed at the blog if you would like to pick them up, and I hope you enjoyed seeing another week of inspiration for this stamp set. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all next time.